Oh, Nesson Nation, get in here. We have so much to talk about. Welcome in to Hold My Banner. Travis Thomas here with Ountae Campbell, who, for those of you who don't know, played Division I basketball, Fresno State, UTEP, and I affectionately call him the walking, talking triple-double. And the Celtics could have used them in Game 2. Let's get right into it, Tay, because we were there.
Yeah.
We were at TD Garden.
Yeah.
We were talking to the fans. We felt the energy of the building, and then it just got sucked right out of the building as the Knicks stole Game 2, just like they did Game 1.
Yeah, man. The thing about this game was I was shocked. I feel like I'm still shocked right now, honestly, as I'm sitting here talking to you. I didn't feel like there was any possible way that the Knicks were walking out of TD Garden up 2-0 going back home. It's insane. It's insane that this was even a possibility. We're going to get into it, but it's a disservice to the city of Boston. Honestly, I felt like the way the Knicks fans acted after that game, like they were just rabid and rude and saying this is their city. I felt the most Boston I've ever felt after watching that game last night.
I think that's well said. Let's get into what the hell happened. Because, listen, I have so much blame to go around. I'm going to start with Joe Mazzulla, and I'll work my way to Jason Tatum. Because those are the two that I had my eye on the most.
Yes.
Mazzulla, I mean, we all know. What are we doing late games? It wasn't just Game 2. It was several times in the regular season, too. Every time we would see this Celtics team in the regular season, late game, you got to manage the clock, you got to draw up a play, just sort of situational basketball, let's call it. Mazzulla fumbled every time. Get to the playoffs, I guess I shouldn't be shocked that it's happening, but it's so rare in the regular season that this team even found themselves in that position, Ountae, that I find myself late games now in the postseason, particularly against the Knicks, because we didn't see it much against the Magic either, where it's like, what are you doing? You leave this game with a timeout in your pocket when we all know you should have taken it? And then you have the nerve to say, well, we just ran the same play we did 20 seconds earlier and it worked for a dunk for Jason Tatum. Why not run it back? Bro, call a timeout. Huddle up. Draw a play. Where is your whiteboard? I have never seen a whiteboard with Joe Mazzulla. What's going on there? So that's number one. Then at the post-game presser, I mean, no accountability. No, hey, this is on me. No, this can't be. This loss was inexcusable. What about you? What about what you did in the game? That was inexcusable. I didn't like that. That shows stubbornness, rigidity. I didn't love that. Now Jason Tatum. Lord have mercy. Jaylen Brown's not playing well. Okay? But we saw Jaylen Brown last season put the team on his back.
Finals MVP.
He was a closer. He was the killer. He was the late game, give it to him, he'll bring us home. So I've seen with thine eyes you do that. So you get a pass for now, although you're not playing well.
And he's not healthy.
And he's dealing with issues with his knee. But Jason Tatum, this is supposed to be your time right now. Your boy just did it. This is your time. I swear, late in these games, it does look like the team's kind of standing around looking like, bro, are you going to do this?
I mean,
he's handling the ball. He's running point. You have the rock.
That's what the superstar is supposed to do. But guess what? You said it. Stubbornness. Goes back to Joe Mazzulla and Mazzulla ball. Analytics. We're just going to shoot threes no matter up. Up 20, down 20. And I said this a long time ago. I believe it was the Heat game. That the Heat came back and the Celtics, beat them, but they almost lost. And I said, hey, this is the biggest issue that the Celtics have right now, and the Heat have exposed it. It's the fact that no matter the score, down 20, up 20, it doesn't matter. We are going to continue to shoot these threes. And when it works, it looks great. It's fantastic. Everyone talks about them like Spurs basketball. Oh, my God, it's so great. Swing, swing, swing. Next guy hits a three. Oh, my God, you can't deal with that barrage. We saw that in Game 1 of the season against the Knicks. But now we're getting to the point where you have the opportunity to close and finish games. You have to be able to slow the game down in the playoffs.
Agreed.
You're up 20 twice.
Right.
Not just once, twice.
Back to back.
And they do the exact same thing where they come back and Jalen Brunson is playing well and Cat is playing well at the end of that third quarter. They have momentum going into the fourth quarter. They take that momentum and they inch, and then they get into either overtime or the final 2 minutes of the game and they close it out with a defensive stop.
I hear you. Obviously, we are hammering on Missoula, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Because you bring up the Knicks. They attack the rim. They make adjustments. They're doing things on the fly.
Yes.
And we're not seeing that with Missoula.
Right.
But here's where I'm still on Tatum's arse, because I have heard great coaches in this league. Steve Kerr, all the way back to Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Great coaches in this league who have great players in post-game pressers sometimes will say, you know what, tonight, he just took over the game.
Yeah.
He being whoever.
Yeah.
Insert player's name X, Kobe, whatever, right? You name it. Steph. So I would love to see Jason Tatum in moments like this say the hell with all this.
Right.
We're not doing this. We're not settling for threes. Give me the ball, get out of the way. Now, it goes back to personality. Well, that's not who he is. Well, I get it. But there are times, I've seen Jaylen Brown do this. That's why I keep harping on it. Jason Tatum needs to grab the moment. Damn the culture, damn analytics, damn whatever. This is my time. I'm bringing us home. We're at home. I'm not letting what happened to us in game one happen again in game two. If it does, it's my fault because I took the last 7 shots or whatever it is. We don't see that, and it's driving me nuts with this guy.
Yeah, and you're right. 100% he deserves the blame for that. You know what I mean? The fact that he's been terrible in these last 2 games in the fourth quarter, 100% deserves the blame for that because in the NBA, as a professional, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a superstar. But I still want to go back to coaching a little bit because here's the difference, though. When he played for Coach K at Duke, you knew who Coach K was. And there was that game, I remember it, against Florida State, where he played terrible in the first half. And guess what? Coach K came in and he laid into him like, you're a soft kid from St. Louis. Are you going to do something? Blah, blah, blah. And Tatum got mad. And so guess what he did? He went out and performed. They went on to win that game. I think one of his teammates ended up making some shots in that game, whatever. And so it was one of those things, though, where it was clearly that moment, that defining moment, okay, Jason Tatum has arrived. This is who he's going to be in the NBA, right? Ever since then, he's had a lot of great coaches besides Ime, but, you know, Brad Stevens as a coach, you know, Missoula, who is a good coach, but guys who like Tatum and are I wouldn't say afraid, but don't always give that energy where they challenge him and say, hey, bro, figure it out.
Yeah, go do it.
Go do it.
So he needs that green light. So I hear what you're saying. That does, in a way, go back to Missoula of not empowering him to take the moment.
I think Ime would just be a guy. We know how Ime talks. We see how he talks to all the guys. Yeah. He'll get in your face and be like, hey, dude, you're playing like a punk. Go out there and get to the rim and take over this game. You know what I'm saying? But Missoula's not going to do that. That's not his personality. You know what I mean? So if they're going to be able to get back in this series, it's going to be one of those things where they're going to have to look each other in the mirror and say, hey, Missoula, Tatum, hey, we rolling with Tatum. Tatum, Brown, get to the basket, go win us a game. Because a lot of times, we saw that in their last playoff run where Brown and Tatum, at times, Brown more so, would go and take over late game.
He would assert himself.
Exactly.
Which is what I'm needing to see from Tatum. And I think, look, they're going to New York, Madison Square Garden. Both of those guys, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, have played great in that building, especially in big spots. I anticipate probably both of them to be very aggressive and to go after it. Here's another thing we have to cover. Kristaps Porzingis.
Talk about it.
I'm not a doctor.
Talk about it.
But I'm going to play one on Hold My Banner because I don't know what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on. No one knows what's going on. But I know this. Boston is the best medicine city in the world. Somebody. Is there a doctor in the house? Get that man some penicillin. Do something. Chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side. Give him something. Because, Porzingis, we need you, bro. Like, he was a non-factor in these 2 games.
Forget a non-factor.
He's trying to gut through it. It's not working. He looks exhausted. He's spent. Please, somebody get him together.
Forget a non-factor. He's been a negative. Every minute that he's played in this series has been negative. And we got to also talk about, since we're talking about, some of these guys who aren't the top guys on the team, where's Peyton Pritchard been in the playoffs?
I know. But
where's he been? No, I don't want to hear the excuses for him.
Well, it's not an excuse.
Okay.
Pritchard, a lot of these guys aren't even playing, by the way. That's another topic for another day.
Yes.
Your Hauser, some of them other work.
Well, he's hurt.
We'll get to that.
Right.
Some of the role players who stepped up during the regular season aren't seeing big minutes.
Right.
But that's another topic for another day.
Yes.
I defend some of those guys because I can't depend on you to carry me in the playoffs. If you're missing shots, if you're not playing well, my stars still have to be stars.
Yes.
That's why I'm off of some of those dudes. Some of them.
Some.
But at the same time, I'm going back to Porzingis here. If he's not right, Ountae.
Yeah, don't play him.
Don't play him.
Don't play him. But,
Like,
Joe knew that. Joe knew that. He brought him off the bench. More can you ask for him? You know what I mean?
Right.
He gave him spot minutes. He played 14 minutes in that game. You know what I'm saying? So it was spot minutes here. I was looking over to you asking, like, hey, is KP going to get in this game in the first half?
Yeah,
and then he ended up getting in, I think, late in that first quarter or early in that second quarter.
He's not right, though. He's fatigued. It's a mess.
I don't know. I feel like all of this comes down. I know, like, I don't want to harp on Joe Mazzulla because I think he is a good coach. He does have some great qualities that he brings to this team. But at the end of the day, like, why are we not seeing Torrey Craig? Why are we not seeing Baylor Shireman and spot minutes? They don't have to play 10. They could play 5. You know what I'm saying?
That's the other
Put them in and see what they. If you're going to put KP in and see what he's going to do, I think those dudes have came in regular season situations and have made plays where they've earned at least an opportunity to get 3 minutes here. Let's see what they go in there and do. Can they shift the energy?
It can't be worse than what the hell's going on out there. By the way, big picture. If this team loses to the Knicks,
yes.
New owner, I could just see wholesale changes. And I'm not saying, I'm not talking about trading Jason Tatum here.
No.
But I could see a new owner coming in and being like, listen, like, we're going to shake this up. This core group that we have may not even look like this next season and likely won't if they get bounced by the Knicks. And that's a problem because if you look back, we're going to see this core group and be like, they only got one title?
Man.
That's it? And all of a sudden it changes the legacy. Like, we're so happy around here. We're still on the parade high. Meanwhile, we could look back, the legacy of this core group, we could look back and be like, they only got one? This team underachieved. That would have been unheard of. After the championship. We all thought repeat, and it's still possible. We're not putting the dirt on them here. But Ountae, if they lose this series, I think there's a great chance that the new owner comes in, breaks the team up, and maybe even looks at this coaching staff. Maybe, depending how they lose to the Knicks, by the way.
Everything's going to be on the table. When I'm looking at next year's payroll, you look at KP, Derek White, Drew Holiday together, they make $90 million next year. Just those 3 players. And we didn't even talk about what Tatum and Brown are going to be making. Then you look at the 2 role players with Hauser and Pritchard, they're making another 18 together. You know what I'm saying? So that's $108 million right there, which is a whole team, some teams' payroll.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you're paying for 5, good role players, very good role players, but 5 role players, you're definitely going to be looking to change up one of those 3 $30 million guys. So whether it's not going to be Derek White. So we know it's probably going to be Drew, and maybe also Kristaps Porzingis. So, it's just one of those things. We've been talking about it before. Even if they did win, it was a situation where Bill Chisholm was going to come in and probably get rid of a guy here or there, if not both. Then you see KP not really playing up to his level, Drew being injured as much as he's being injured at the end of the season. He's going to say, hey, Drew's old, KP's not playing well. Let's see if we can get something done.
Before we go to break quickly, because you did play the game at a very high level. As fans hear, well, this guy's playing hurt, this guy's playing, Holiday, some of these guys being banged up. They had 5 days off before the series started. So a lot of times when fans hear, oh, so-and-so's playing through an injury, fans don't want to hear that because they're like, you had a whole week off. As a player, What's going on there? Are you that hurt where even with some rest, you're still not right?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of these injuries that they're dealing with, I don't know what KP's dealing with, but when you look at Drew and you look at JB, those are real injuries. Hamstring got Curry out of the playoffs for a week. You know what I mean? Drew had to JB had to get injections in his knee and all this other stuff. So those are real injuries. But here's my thing as a player. If you're going to play, then you don't play hurt. You play with everything that you have to give. I don't want to see you wincing and all this other stuff.
Right.
You give your all.
Okay, fair enough. Coming up on Hold My Banner, we had a chance to talk to you all, the fans, before Game 2 tipped off. Much happier times. We'll reflect. We'll throw it back to before the game actually started next on Hold My Banner. Keep it locked. Nessa Nation, welcome back to Hold My Banner. Before Game 2, happier times in front of TD Garden. Quite frankly, we had a chance to ask you not only about the Knicks series at that time, but some outside of the box questions as well. Take a look.
Let's go Celtics! Go! You know it. Let's go C's, baby!
Banner 19! Yeah, buddy!
Let's go Celtics!
All right, listen. Ountae, I mean, I'm seeing so many Knicks fans out here talking that jibber jabber.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. And I collected my boys here like the Avengers.
Okay.
We came together because last I checked, we're on a quest for Banner 19. Baby. Let's go. Come on.
Hey, let's get Banner 19.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Come on.
All right, so look, I got to ask y'all a question then. Are y'all a little nervous after the Game 1 loss, or what is this, Celtics in 5 or what?
Celtics in 5. Celtics in 5, easy.
Hell no. We fear nothing over here in Boston, you know what I'm saying? And look, they are over there talking about their garden is better than our garden. Tell them why TD Garden is the best garden in the world.
Energy, all about the energy. All about the energy.
Hey, we packed that.
TD Garden's the best. I just want you to know you won. Whether or not the Celtics win or not, you won the evening. Tell me how long this all took to put together for you, my man.
2 hours to get this done. 2 hours. I got out of work early, showered, painted.
You do it yourself.
Yes, I do it myself.
This is such a talent, bro. I can't even brush my beard or brush my teeth in a straight line. You literally painted yourself.
Yep. I also did the Patriots. I'm doing the Red Sox next, and I'm going to do the Bruins. All 4 Boston teams. I'm a diehard fan.
Paint Man is coming your way.
Agent Green Hulk.
All
That's
day.
what they call me. Agent Green Hulk.
I like that. You should. That's branding right there. I like that right there.
All right, so look, I had to pull this guy over because look at this jacket. I mean, this boy is clean as all clean can be right now. So look, I got to ask you, after Game 1, though, are you a little more nervous about the Knicks?
No, not at all. Why would I ever be nervous?
Okay, so look, which is better, Boston Garden or MSG?
Oh, Boston Garden all day, obviously. Come on.
Why?
Be for real. Be for real. Best fans in the country. Whoops.
All right, look, we know we're going to handle Game 2, so I'm thinking past that. After this dub we about to get, we got to go to New York. Now, Knicks fans are out here telling me that MSG, Madison Square Garden, is the greatest, and New York City's the greatest. Can we just have a conversation about how great Boston is and get this New York stuff out of here?
We have the most rings for a reason, the most banners for a reason. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, our city doesn't smell either. Come on. That city. Our city doesn't smell.
We don't have rats. We don't have rats. We're all clean over
Ain't no
here.
rats over here. Only rats is on the Knicks team. Come on.
You-
Go Celtics.
You
Let's go.
you might smell here some clam chowder, maybe some
good
lobster
smell. That good
rolls,
smell.
but you are not smelling sanitation
No,
like you are in New York. Am I lying?
No,
You're not lying. Indeed.
Nope, not lying at all.
All right, bro, you're international. I walked up to him for an interview. I was like, hey, man, you want to do an interview real quick? And I heard the accent. Tell everybody where you're from and how you're a Celtics fan. We got an international fan right here.
Yeah, so I'm from London, England. I came to visit some friends and family, and yeah, from there I visited them 8 years ago in Boston, so naturally became a Boston Celtics fan. So yeah, 8 years later I'm here. This is my first game today, so
This your first game ever you've been to?
first ever game. Yeah.
Bro, congrats.
Man, yeah,
All right, but Look, you're about to walk into the game, obviously, but so far, the energy out here, what do you feel?
Honestly, it's so unique. Like, I mean, the stadium, the way it's built, the fans, like, honestly, it's nothing like I've ever seen before, so, yeah.
So, obviously, you think the Celtics will beat the Knicks. Do you think they're going to go ahead and win this thing, repeat as champ?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Got to do it 2 for 2, you know what I mean? Has to be done, has to be done.
All right, first of all, this is adorable. I'm not going to lie. It's the nicest thing I've said to any Knicks fan this evening, and it's only because you're with her that I'm being nice. So we'll start with you. I mean, look, little rivalry here, little rivalry in there. What do you think? Celtics in 5 is what I'm thinking.
Yes, yep, Celtics in 5.
Were you nervous after they lost game 1 at all?
It was a fluke. I think it was a fluke, and we got it tonight.
How much trash were you talking after the Knicks won game 1?
You know, a little bit. I'm hesitant because I am aware the season series was 4-0. I don't think that holds too much merit, but I'm not going to talk too much trash. But it was a big lead blown.
Yeah.
Missed 45 threes, something like that. So I'm proud of my Knicks for coming back, doing what they do, but we'll see tonight. I think we go up 2-0 back in New York. I'm liking our chances.
Since you seem so reasonable, except for the last thing you said, let me ask you this. You know, they talk about...
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I'm not a biased fan by any means.
It sounds like you are.
Not.
You're not going up 2-0. Okay, let's have this conversation. Let's do this. You're going back to Madison Square Garden tied at 1, I think, right?
Okay, fine.
Why is Madison Square Garden the Mecca? How come TD Garden can't be the Mecca? I mean, we got our own garden, and it's pretty nice.
The Garden is Madison Square. Let's get that straight.
The Garden.
When you say the Garden, that's Madison Square. Second of all, I got respect for TD Garden.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's great home court advantage, but it's not Madison Square Garden. That's the city.
We got to get involved here, Ountae. We're losing on the scorecard.
Yeah. He's over there talking smack, saying his garden is better. Look.
Talking smack, but we'll see what happens in the end. We know what's going to happen in the end. The Celtics are the better team.
Exactly. So, look, you got to...
I'm not worried about what he has to say.
You got to disrespect his city now. You got to tell them why.
About New York. I'm not worried
You got to tell them why Boston is better than New York.
Boston's better than New York.
That's why.
That's why right there. So look.
Mazzulla, put me in, man. I'm a point guard, but I can play any position you really want me to.
Look at the form.
Okay, so look, bro. You are obviously your own favorite Celtics player. But for a guy who's actually going to play tonight in Game 2, who's your favorite Celtic?
Peyton Pritchard.
Okay. Word? So look, I ain't gonna lie. Hold on.
He puts the work.
Hold up, cuz.
Give me.
We gotta address the elephant in the room. It's not a lot of brothers that would pick Pritchard. Why are you rolling with him?
Bro, because he puts the work in, he puts the results in, and he got a 6 Man of the Year award. Give my man his credit, you know what I mean? He's a good dude, I like him. He's for the community. Tatum, you cool, you're just a little too light-skinned for me, you know what I mean?
Oh, come on, bro. You ain't got to do Tatum like that. All right, so look,
As
bro.
a light-skinned, I'm
Going back to Pritchard then, since he's your favorite player, him or 10 alligators? Who's winning?
Pritchard. Now the question is, me or 100 gorillas? I think all day, bro. I'm not scared of 100 gorillas.
Bro,
I
them
can do it
gorillas
all
gonna
day.
eat you up, dog.
Yeah, you not winning that one.
You see me like 100 gorillas ain't taking shit on me. Y'all playing with me, dog. What the hell?
All right, bro, listen. I mean, I kind of want to be over the Knicks. I think C's win Game 2. We're going back to Madison Square Garden tied up at a game apiece. So I want to ask you more about New York City. All these Knicks fans say that Madison Square Garden is the Mecca, but I'm like, is TD Garden underrated, bro? Like, I feel like TD Garden doesn't get enough love, and dare I say, MSG's overrated. To that, you say what?
Hell no, dude. TD Garden is the place to be. Can I curse?
Do it!
MSG.
Okay.
I didn't know he's going to have such venom.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Okay. So
I wasn't ready.
You wearing the Jaylen Brown shirt, the Jaylen Brown jersey. You got to show the camera. You got to show the camera.
Go ahead.
Jaylen Brown right
there
here.
We go.
All right,
Let's
so
go.
look. Well, who's your favorite Celtic?
Dude, I got to go either Derek White or Peyton Pritchard, dude.
Okay.
The 40-point games.
Okay. So look, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard against 75 koala bears. Who's winning?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Come on. This
You're
Joker
not rocking
said
with your guys?
koala bear.
Put some bass in your voice.
I mean, they're koala bears, dude. Why do we got to fight?
Who's your favorite Celtic? And I'm going to ask you in a second who your favorite Nick is. Who's your favorite Celtic?
I don't know. go. Tatum.
Tatum, okay. Who's your favorite Knick, even though we don't care?
Current player?
Yeah.
I got a Brunson jersey on. I love Brunson.
Okay, so look.
Oh, wait, hold on. My bad. My favorite player is Josh Hart. He plays with the most heart. Ironically, no pun intended. I love the way he grabs offensive rebounds and rebounds in general. He plays with heart. He's the spirit of that team.
Okay, so look. Josh Hart and Jason Tatum versus 3 Bears. Who's winning? Come on, talk to me.
I'm going to say them. I'm going to say Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum and Josh Hart. Okay, what about you?
What type of Bears?
Oh, well, look, he's not being lovey-dovey to Jason Tatum and Josh Hart, but they got some energy together, and we love to see that. All right, we out. Who's your favorite Celtic?
JT. Al Horford, big Dominican. You already know. Gotta represent.
Okay, a little Dominican pride. So look, Al Horford, Jason Tatum versus 5 Sharks. Who's winning?
Jason Tatum and Al Horford. Come on.
Jason Tatum and Al Horford. Come on, like.
Bro, you change the animals every time, and I'm never ready.
Hey, man, 5 Sharks is crazy, but I believe in them. I got Tatum and Horford too.
Hell no, I'm taking them Sharks. They gonna eat them.
Nah, come on.
The whole Celtics roster got that gorilla too.
I gotta ask you, who's your favorite Celtics player of all time?
All time, it's got to be Marcus Smart. All time, Marcus Smart. That's my guy right there.
Okay.
You gotta come home. Come home, Marcus, please.
And what about right now on the team?
Right now, D. White. D. White all day, obviously.
Okay, so look, you're wearing the D. White jersey. You're obviously really excited about him playing well tonight. But him against 20 Eagles. Who's winning?
Oh, D. White over 20 Eagles? Come on, give him 100 Eagles. Get out of here.
All right, let's get into Knicks Celtics. You know, listen, after this game, they're going to MSG, right? Yep. Knicks fans are always like, oh, MSG, it's the mecca of sports. I mean, bro, is it overrated or not? I like TD Garden better, my damn self.
Hey, Madison Square Garden is overrated. I'm going to tell you this. We're going to take over Game 2. Game 3 and 4, we're going to win that. We're coming back here in Game 5, and we're going to wipe them out. We're wiping out the Knicks.
Let me ask you something about the cities, because it's not just an arena, Ountae, where they're like, oh, this is the Mecca. I mean, they look down on Boston. New York feels so high and mighty. Meanwhile, I'm here, I just want my donkeys, and I want to tell them to get off of their high horse because Boston is the best. Tell us why Boston is a better city.
We're Boston, baby.
Just look around, all the fans, man.
New York smells like
Best sports city, best sports city.
This is my favorite group of all time.
All right. They got me rolling, bro. Look, here's what I got to ask y'all. Who's your favorite Celtic?
Tatum.
Yes.
Pritchard.
D. White.
Okay, so look, all of those guys against 3 Lions. Who's winning? Nah, for real. Tell me how you really feel about your favorite player. Those guys against 3 Lions. Who's winning?
I got the Celtics.
Yeah, those Lions getting beat the shit out of.
Pritchard's got him with his left hand.
All right.
I got him first 10 Lions.
Oh, he's taking the first 10 Lions.
He upped the ante. You know, it was hard to hear these Knicks fans around me, being that I'm on a quest for Banner 19 and all. However, these 2 guys were really nice to me, so I decided, let's just have a conversation. First of all, after you catch the Game 2 L, we're going back to Madison Square Garden. I want to ask you this personally, because all I hear is that MSG is the Mecca, right? But from where I'm standing, it looks and feels like TD Garden is the better garden. To that you say what, sir?
Okay. TD Garden, this dump of an arena.
Why you say it like that?
Hold on a second. Madison Square Garden. Go anywhere in the world and see what Madison Square Garden says, and then no one even knows this place. All right. This is the little brother city. Don't even show up in New York because you will get savaged.
I want to rebuttal, but I ain't gonna lie. He got me on the ropes. What do you have to say for yourself?
I've been to like 5 playoff games already. MSG is nothing compared to
I've been in Miami, nothing compared to that. All around the world, it's just way better than any other arena.
MSG, Ali Frazier, all the big events. This is TD Garden. You guys are our little brother. That's it. You guys won a championship. That's great. Not this year. Up 20, game 1. Up 20, and you're talking garbage about us? Up 20, game 1, and you lost? Yo, Dave Portnoy, thank you for tweeting out and jinxing your team.
I will say this. I think all of us have come together today. Respect, fandoms, respect for the city. But I will say this. MSG, THC, PCP, TLC, Celtics in 5.
One thing about me that I notice, the more and more I see myself on camera, not only am I loud, I'm loud and wrong. It's one thing to be loud, but when you loud and wrong.
Oh, man.
Coming up on Hold My Banner, the C's are scratching and clawing their way back into this series. So are the Cavs against the Pacers. We'll break it down next, right here on Hold My Banner. Just loud and wrong. Man. Welcome back to Hold My Banner. Okay, let's lay this out. Scenarios more likely to happen. Celtics down 0-2, they come back, win the series against the Knicks. Cavs down 0-2. Pacers tweeting about it, talking that trash. 2-0. Cavs come back against the Pacers, win that series.
Yeah.
Or neither. Either, neither, both. What do you got?
I want to say it might be the Boston bias in me a little bit.
Celtics come back.
And I seen them win a championship last year, so I'm going to say the Celtics still going to come back in this series, but I think the Cavs are dead.
Cavs are cooked?
Cavs are dead.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you. However, I'll defend one Cavalier. I've been really hard on Donovan Mitchell along the way. He's been hooping. You cannot blame this on Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Now, it's very Cleveland what's happened to them. They're hurt out of nowhere after being healthy all year.
All the time.
Right? But Donovan Mitchell's doing his thing. And I'm someone who's been really hard on him. When's Spider Mitchell going to win anything? He's got a team around him, blah, blah, blah. This case, he is doing everything possible for the Cavaliers except making concessions, and they're still losing.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think they're cooked as well. The Pacers, I think there's some experience there, too. Being in the Eastern Conference Finals last season, although they lost, you can learn from that. You can carry that over. Cavaliers haven't been there in a long time. The Celtics, I'm not hitting the panic button yet, although I'm very upset.
Yes.
But I can see them coming back. I think they're going to even it up in New York. I think they can win both games in New York. We have a tied series all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Different whole thing looking at it.
Yeah, I think
forecast.
I think Game 3 might go to the Cavs in that Pacers series. You know, I think the Cavs might take that one and make it a little bit more interesting, right? And you know, Game 4 might be the one where the Pacers say, "Okay, come on, guys, we're the better team here. Let's go out and win this." I'm really more nervous about the health issues, right? DG is when Darius Garland comes back. Is he going to be inserted into the lineup and just welcomed back with open arms? I mean, you saw a lot of their role players end up stepping up in that game and helping Donovan Mitchell in Game 2. And for them to have the loss the way that they lost, you know what I mean? What were they up 7 with 30, 40 seconds to go in that game?
Very similar. It's almost eerily similar to Knicks, Celtics. Both teams not shooting that great either.
Yeah.
Both teams aren't shooting well.
Yeah, it's been one of those things. So, you know, Cavs are one of those teams that, going back, I feel like I should always stick with my gut when I first make some ridiculous statements, because people sometimes will go, "Oh, Ountae, you're just being wild, you're mean." But I said before the season started that I didn't think Kenny Atkinson was going to make a big difference once we got into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
You did say that.
And I said, okay, yeah, they have a team that's going to be a little bit better because they have that continuity, and continuity is a big thing, but is it going to really make a difference in the playoffs? And I kept questioning that. And then coming into the series, you know, just like I did with the Lakers, I was like, well, you know, they have been winning lately and they look good and all this other stuff. And health has been an issue. This series probably would look different if they at least had Darius Garland, also missing 2 of their other starters in the, you know, in that second game of Game 2, especially missing the Depoy and Evan Mobley. That's going to make a big difference. But here's the thing. that Cavs team has just had the issues of showing up in the moments. The guys that they did bank on in the regular season, like a Ty Jerome, who was in the running for Sixth Man of the Year, he's pulling a Peyton Pritchard, disappearing.
Where are you?
Where are you at? You know what I'm saying? And he's getting increased opportunities with those guys missing in those games, and he still hasn't shown up.
Listen, I don't know if they're going to come back or not, but I have more confidence that the Celtics come back than the Cavaliers. I think that's well said. We agree on that.
Yes.
Did you finish Celtic City? Because we were talking about each episode along the way. I finished it. Did you? We're good here?
We're good.
Okay. All right. Let's put a bow on it.
Okay.
Series finale. It is over. Celtic City, which we loved.
Yes.
Each episode we've talked about. Go watch Pass Hold My Banners if you want that breakdown. But the last episode, my only beef, I love that they went into the big three, start, the breakup, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
What I hated was how it ended. It ended with, okay, passing the torch. Tatum talks about how great it is to be a Celtic. Jaylen Brown talks about how great it is to be a Celtic. And then the show ends. I'm like, wait, so this current iteration, champs, don't deserve their own episode?
Right.
I would have loved one more episode, just one.
Yeah.
Just about the current team.
Yeah.
I mean, they talked about the draft. Like, they didn't have to go back to the moment these guys were drafted, Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
But, like, talk about the championship run. They won a title. They're in the banners.
Yeah.
It almost felt like they didn't win, right? Like, it was almost like, all right, after KG, Paul Pierce, Rondo, Ray Allen, that was it. No, there's another championship here.
Right.
One more episode to talk about the current team. Then you can end it like, hey, we'll see what happens, you know, in the next chapter. I didn't like that. That's my only complaint. But the series in itself, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely at least a 9.9 out of 10 for me. I really liked it as well. The gripe that I had with the last episode, and I really started to notice it in the last episode, maybe because of where I'm from and, watching those championships in 08 and 09, that was really, memorable moments for me growing up as a kid, as a basketball player. Defining moments for who I was going to become on the basketball court is that they knocked down Kobe Bryant and those Lakers to try to lift up the Celtics.
Like Garnett gets hurt.
Right, like, if he's hurt, he's hurt. So that's the only reason why Kobe and them won the championship this year. It was a lot of that when I look back upon the series where it was like not giving props to these other great teams and the other great players. And you would think that you would say, like, man, those teams were really good.
Yeah.
But we were just that much better. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. They gave Kobe his flowers, but they didn't give the team, they didn't give that Lakers team flowers.
Right, exactly. They were like, Kobe's great, you know what I mean? May he rest in peace and all this other stuff. But it was really like, the Lakers really only got this chip because the Celtics, even though the next year they got an opportunity, and then it was like, it was us, and Ubuntu was leaving out the window, and Ray Allen was ready to leave, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, so it was less of like, man, that Lakers team was really good. We beat them the first time. They were really good. And it was really like, we knew we were going to win a championship. Nobody could beat us. And the only reason they beat us is because, you know what I mean, we were splintering, but nobody could really beat us.
No,
you know
that makes
what I mean?
sense.
So if they would have just propped up, even going back to the Larry championships and you know what I mean, all of that stuff, if they would have just propped up other teams more, then I would be like, okay, like, this Celtics team was, and I didn't still have that feeling that the Celtics, all those Celtics championships, all 18 of them were really special teams. Of course, it's hard to win the championship in the NBA, but I just feel like it would have felt like even more so if they would have said, hey, man, those Pistons teams, like, they were the real deal.
Tough,
Those 76ers teams, they were the real deal.
That was to prop them up, to your point.
Right.
I could see that. I didn't think about it that way, but now that I've watched it, I get exactly what you're saying. I will say this about my favorite moments from the series. First of all, selfishly, a lot of these people they talk to who grew up here or who played for this team were on this show.
Yeah.
Michael Bivens has been on Hold My Banner.
Yes,
he was prominent in this series.
Yeah.
I mean, D. Brown, hello. He loves us. He's been on Hold My Banner more than a few times. I was proud of that. And getting their perspectives, which they've talked about on Hold My Banner, meant a lot to me. I also thought they did a great job in this series sort of talking about being black in Boston. Both from the past and the present, which we deal with every day. I thought they did a really good job of that, navigating it, hearing from people, different perspectives.
Yeah.
Not only was it profound, but it's very important in the future, in the fabric of this town and this area.
Yeah, I would agree. I love all of those moments as well. What I also love to learn about was Reggie Lewis, because I wasn't alive, you know, not even just in Boston. I wasn't even, you know, around on this planet.
Right.
And so to learn about how great of a player he was, how engaged in the community he was, what he meant to Boston, what he meant to Black Boston, you know what I mean? That was a very special moment. And it actually feels like I felt another moment in that finale where Donnie Wahlberg extended his hand out to Jaylen Brown and being like, hey, man, you're a part of this city too. We love you here. Not everybody feels that way. That was dope.
Yeah, because they booed him on draft night.
And that, I feel like moments like that bring us banner 18 and hopefully 19.
I don't want to talk about banner 19 right now, but you're right about banner 18. It felt great to get that one. We'll see what happens with 19. By the way, you know, you brought up Reggie Lewis. It was also personally a good moment for us, because this series allowed us to talk about that. As Ountae said, like, he didn't really know the scope of it and the gravity of it.
Yeah.
Growing up in Maryland, I mean, Reggie Lewis is from Baltimore. He's a legend back home. And D.C., Len Bias from that area, legend back home.
Yeah.
So for me, I wasn't around for Bias. I was for Lewis. And then talking to you about it because of this series, it was really a full circle moment for us too.
Yeah.
And it allowed our bromance to continue to blossom here on Hold My Banner.
Yes,
Stay with us, because when we come back, we're going out west, y'all. We got some series out there to break down too. We'll be right back on Hold My Banner. Roll with us. We're going straight to the Wild Wild West. Ountae, we have a game 2 tonight. Warriors at Timberwolves. Warriors really stole game 1. I know they're all hyped with this tweet and all. 1 down, 3 to go. Hashtag Dub Nation. Except what you don't see on that tweet is that Steph Curry hit you with the my hammy. He's out for a week. Not even back, possibly, till game 5.
Yeah.
I know we made a bet. Usually I don't do this. The bet is off.
No.
Because the whole bet was predicated on Steph Curry etching his name in history as being greater all time than LeBron James. But he gets hurt. So guess what happens now? Anthony Edwards walks in, sits down, eats all your food, puts his feet on your table, and says, look at me, ID captain now. Timberwolves are winning this series only because Steph got hurt, and you're lucky, because I couldn't wait to talk trash after the Warriors finished this team off.
Well, the way the Rockets fans make it seem, it's like this Warriors team is still going to win this series even without Steph.
Why are you taking shots at the Rockets?
No, because they know they know what they did, bro. They know they're in the comments. They mad that I was right, but this ain't about them right now. This is about the Warriors. Steph played 13 minutes in that game.
Yeah.
And, you know, they went on to win without him. So
they did.
It's one of those things where, yes, but I
we talking about games 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 without Steph? Come on now.
Nah,
what are we talking about?
You ain't taking it off the table, though. You can't take the bet off the table.
Why can't I?
Because we already shook on it, dog.
I made the bet because of Steph.
Nah.
I didn't make it because of Jimmy.
Nah.
I damn sure ain't make it because of Draymond.
Nah.
And I can't stand Steve Kerr because of what he did to Jason Tatum this summer, which you would think Jason Tatum would be on a revenge tour, but he ain't. But that's another topic for another day. It was all about Steph.
Look, if we was out in the desert on one of them on them reservations, and we was at a casino, and you put your money on it, they ain't gonna say, well, Steph is hurt, so we gonna offer you your money back. They're gonna say, that's too dang bad. And that's exactly what I'm gonna say when you doing them push-ups and feeding me at TD Garden, even though we might not get a chance to do that.
No facts. Oh, good point. But that's another topic for another. We ain't in no damn, what'd you say, casino out in the desert. That's not where we are, man. Plenty of AC in here. I just took a sip of water. Okay? You see this green screen? It is beautiful. Ain't no damn way.
So
I'm doing no push-ups.
So you ain't got no faith in the Warriors winning game 2?
Game 2? Game 2? They're not going to win another game. Here's how this is going to go.
Like that? Gentlemen?
Yes. Anthony Edwards is going to rip their heart out of their chest.
So playoff Jimmy means nothing?
Yes. Hand it to them, right? And then the Warriors are going to say, well, I mean, we could play Steph, but this series is over. and it's over. Waving the white flag. The Warriors are dead. They will not win another game.
You're crazy.
They're not going to win another game.
I'm still going. What did I say? Wolves in 6, anyways.
You did originally. You said Wolves in 6.
I'm still going
with Steph.
Yeah,
you said.
And
Wolves
I'm still
in 6.
going Wolves in 6.
All right,
because he's going to be back. He's going to play Game 5. He's going to play Game 5.
He might not.
Hobbled.
Bro.
He's going to look like Jaylen Brown out there, but he's going to play Game 5.
I have zero faith, and I made the bet on them. I'm taking the Wolves the rest of the way. I'm taking Wolves in 5.
So you're changing your prediction?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still getting my push-ups.
I'm changing my prediction based off the fact that one of the greatest players of all time is going to miss this series.
I'm pulling up.
Yes.
I'm pulling up to your house at 4 a.m. like the boogeyman, and I'm getting them push-ups.
Yeah, you gonna
I'm pushing them kids out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You should do that. I do that. I'll do that for you. But here's the thing: if you pull up to my house that early, this is what you're gonna get: donuts and coffee. What you're not gonna get is push-ups. I promise you that.
Right.
And I might have a little Bailey's Irish cream in it. Never mind. Another topic for another day. Thunder at Nuggets Game 2 tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Series tied. Here's a tweet that the Thunder put out. I thought this was very humble because keep that up there, Ountae.
Okay.
Look at the final score. I mean, what are we talking about? They beat the hell out that damn team. This is over. Just like the series, this series is over.
Hey, you're overreacting.
No, I'm not. The Nuggets stole game 1.
So the Celtics are the only team that doesn't get an overreaction?
You have to remember this. Much like in the Celtics series that we keep seeing over and over again, like a nightmare, the Thunder were up big in Game 1. No one talks about this.
Yes.
They blew it. Jokic was coaching.
Yeah.
Jokic was coaching the team.
Yeah.
Can we have Jokic coach instead of Mazzulla?
Yeah.
I mean, please. Jokic was coaching the team, sort of willed them back. They came back, they won. Very fluky. Aaron Gordon hit two game winners
Yeah,
back to
during
back.
this run.
That's fluky.
You're right.
Game 2, what the Thunder did to them, that's normal. That's what we're going to get in this series. The Nuggets don't win another game.
I thought that's what we were going to get in Game 1. I wouldn't say that. I think it's going to be Thunder in 6 at this point. I think when you still won on the road, going up to the Mile High City, 5-2-8-0 that they say, you know what I mean?
Did you see the final score?
Yeah, I did. And I watched that game. I actually stayed up and watched that game.
Why? You could have went to bed after the first quarter.
And I should have left when Jokic and SGA left in the third. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I should have. You're right. But I stayed up and I watched that game because I wanted to understand why the Thunder didn't do this in the first game.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're still a young
It's
team.
MVP.
You know.
He's going to get you don't think Jokic is getting another 40? He's getting another 40. He fouled out in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's not Jokic I'm worried about.
Who are you worried
You know what
about?
it is? It's not even necessarily the Nuggets. This is more about the Thunder to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've been telling you.
You have.
I've been telling you since the beginning of the season that this team is legit.
They are legit. And the only reason I didn't believe in them to the extent that you do, because it's not like I ever said the Thunder are scrubs. What the hell? But I just didn't feel like this would be a championship team. This would be a team that could get to the finals because of their youth. And I watched it last season.
Yeah.
They were the youngest number 1 seed ever. But they looked young and inexperienced in the postseason. So I thought, okay, they can learn from that. But they're still a little bit ahead of schedule, I think.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to bet on them to go all the way to the finals. But after Game 2, I'm starting to see things your way because this is a young team that did take that experience from last season, that did carry it over, and the confidence is sky high, and now they look activated to me, Ountae.
Yeah, I mean, they should be activated. They shouldn't have lost Game 1. That's first things first, you know what I mean? But they went and lost, whatever. I heard people on the internet talking about, why is Sam Presti winning GM of the year when he ain't winning nothing? You know what I mean? Executive of the year or whatever, when he ain't winning nothing.
Right.
And then they went out and they made a statement. They made him look good. They made Mark Daigneault look good. They made their whole city proud. I'm proud of that team because I did pick them to make it to the Western Conference, to the finals. To the finals and lose against the Celtics, which I don't know if it's going to happen anymore.
Well, hold on. If the Celtics don't make it to the finals, would you take the Thunder to win it?
100%.
Against whoever?
Against whoever. Thunder against the field if the Celtics don't make it. 100%.
Damn, man.
And honestly, I might be overreacting to Game 2 just like you were, but if the Celtics are going to come in hobbled, like they kind of look right now, I might be saying Thunder in 7 or 6. I might. We're going to see when we have that prediction show, but I might.
I'm in a glass case of emotion. Celtics, do you see what you're doing to us? I mean, come on, man. Please go to New York. Ountae, do you know These Knicks fans were talking so much trash in our house. Then you win the game. Then after the game, there's fights on the streets.
Yeah,
I
didn't
saw
like
a
that.
Celtics fan get beat up by a Knicks fan. I'm like, man, this is too much for me, man. I can't bear all this.
I didn't like that. But, you know, since we're talking about the Celtics before we end the show, I just need to know a Game 3 prediction. Like, do you have a Game 3 prediction?
Oh, man, Lord have mercy. I'm going to take the Celtics, but I took them for Game 1 and Game 2. Maybe I should take the Knicks for reverse psychology and the reverse jinx, and then the Celtics will win a game. I'm going to take the Celtics and not only win Game 3, but Game 4. I think they even it up in New York.
Okay, well, look, here's the thing. I'm a little superstitious as a former, you know, Division I athlete, as you like to call out. And, you know, I had to change up the set on us.
Yeah.
I've worn green, as we've seen every single time.
Facts.
I had to throw some, maybe I need to wear some blue, some navy or something. I'm trying anything to get this thing done. I'm right there with you. I'm superstitious, so I changed up the set. I changed my clothes. I'm going to roll with the Celtics. Maybe I need to root for the Knicks. I don't know. I won't be doing that. I won't be doing all that.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
I'm at this point, dog, whatever it takes. Celtics, come on, man. But we appreciate y'all. You're always with us here on Hold My Banner. Check us out next time. For Travis Thomas, the walking, talking, triple-double, Ountae Campbell. Peace.
Deuces.